What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Riverbend Springs. Right here at the river. We're headed up to the shop. I had to bring our trailer back from last time to the yard so we could drop that off so we could bring back a cultivator or disc harrow of some sort. So we can get our field turned over so we can be ready to plant, and it's now 2 months away that we can plant. I believe it's April for everything. At least everything we're going to plant. But we need to get the field turned over, we need to get it cultivated, we need to get it disc harrowed, whichever one we choose. I think we're going to do a disc harrow. I have one in mind, I found a mod, but there's also a base game version that's not too terrible. We'll probably go with the mod though. We don't have enough to buy it, which is unfortunate. So maybe we look at just leasing it for this year. I think we're going to need a plow. We're going to need to plow everything up next year anyways. So let's see what we can get our hands on. I also need to check something real quick because I learned something earlier today that I want to see if they are both available on the map. So I learned that for concrete or cement bags and stuff, you need the cement factory. Well, to get the cement factory costs $370,000, but for this map, it's already on the map. So it's there. But there is also a debris crusher that you can make, or you can build for $99,000 that gives you stones for free. Kind of odd, but makes sense when you see that the recipes for this stuff calls for a lot of stones. So yeah, you need a lot of stones for the building projects that are going to require them. We do have constructible, sheds and stuff that we can build on our farm. So that's something we might look at if we can lease the cement factory and start making some of those. Anyways, into our disc harrows. So we have this one here that is a base game disc harrow. It unfolds to just lay flat. It's a diamond shape. It's just kind of weird. But it's also 8 meters wide and only 180 horsepower. Our tractor is only 160, but we can pull that. And the other option is this guy, which is a mod. I like that design better. Also 180 horsepower, but it is 6 meters. Unfortunately, we can't afford it this year, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this for $1,900. That's not bad. And let's get attached to this. Let's hope we can actually pick it up. It looks like it folds. But as long as we can hook up to this, we can get ourselves moving on cultivating our field. And hopefully it does not get covered in snow. Ah, good, it does pick it up. Actually, it looks pretty good on this. So, let's get over to our field, let's get it harrowed, so we can be ready for running a ridger next time, or next month, which we need to do before we do the planting. I think you can do it without doing the ridger, but I think it adds a fertilizer stage. I don't remember. I haven't done the root vegetables all that much. They're never one of my big sell points for this game. Mainly because they're rather painful to harvest. Sugar beets, okay. Potatoes, maybe. Carrots and parsnips and stuff, not so much. They take so long to harvest. But since we're not doing an overly large field for all of them, we're going to set all 3 of them onto this one field. And we're going to try seeing how well this works out. Because if all goes to plan, we're going to get so much out of these. And leasing the canning factory, I think it is, for preserved parsnips and stuff, or even the soup factory. I think there's a soup factory in here. you can get a lot of money for those. So maybe, just maybe, this simple harvest here of 1 year of doing these vegetable crops, because I'm probably never going to do them again. I'm not a fan of them. Might fund our entire farm for the next year or two. At least most of our equipment that we do need. But for now, let's head back up there and get to cultivating. And there we go, got everything done, nice and easy. And as I expected, this tractor handled it without an issue. Just a slight speed decrease going up the hills, only doing about 8-9 miles an hour, versus about 11 coming down. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's head back up to the shop, and I want to key you guys in on a plan I have. So, I have a couple plans in place. And one of the first ones is actually going to be buying another tractor. Though, I think buying another tractor won't be in the books just yet. The one I'm looking at is fairly cheap. It's in the small tractors category. But it has the option to add a front loader, which is something we will definitely be needing. And if we can get a front loader, maybe we can sell that pallet lift that we have, as we can just load everything up with that instead. But the ultimate purpose for it is for logging, because I want to do deadwood contracts here and there and lease the sawmill to make the long planks and wood beams and stuff that the playground and grain elevator museum require. That way we don't have to build a sawmill ourselves. We don't have to build the little one, which takes absolutely forever to do anything and has a rather small capacity for wood. It's still a lot of wood, but fairly small capacity. It also takes years to go through to build enough, make enough planks and stuff for everything. So I want to look at some of the logging trailers that are available. We'll buy ourselves a chainsaw, because it's always good to have a chainsaw. And then we're going to look at seeing if there are some deadwood contracts available. I'm going to leave the ridging for later in the video, because I think we should be able to get through that pretty quickly. About as quick as we did on this. I'm not sure. I've never done that one. We're probably going to do that in March. Ooh, wow. That was a bump. I will probably do that in March. So that we can try to do this deadwood stuff here in February. But in order to do it, we're going to need a way to lift the logs. Okay, we actually have to unfold it to detach. There we go. I always hate when it makes us do that. Anyways, are there any? There is a deadwood contract for 9 trees. That's a good number of trees. We can actually borrow this equipment for $200. And we get a good amount of trees out of that. That's actually like just, that's right. Huh? There's 9 deadwood trees over there? It's a pretty small area. Let's see. Yeah, I want to borrow the items for this. We're going to do the contract either way. But I want to look at, we need to go here to return you. We don't have much stuff, do we? Let's take a look in here for what we have for our options to collect the logs. Because there should be some logging trailers with a claw on them to pick them up. In here, wood transport. Yeah, there's this one and there's this one. We actually can afford to buy one, but not with the claw. The claw is $30,000. If we do without it, it's only 15. That extends a little bit, so. And your claw is cheaper. So maybe we get enough money to buy this with the claw. Yeah, we just started paying off our loan, but I think we're going to extend our loan enough to get that. We need 40,000. We're actually not too bad on loan right now. Yeah, let's just at 44. So we're at $220,000 in loan, which I think will actually pay off pretty quick. Let's go ahead and buy this with the claw. We will buy you, because you are definitely going to get used enough. That was not the button I wanted to press. Also, something I've noticed about this tractor, it's got these little indicators on the sides for like the blinkers and stuff, and hazards and stuff like that. And they look like they're supposed to move out, but I don't have a way to move them out. It's interesting. Anyways. Oh, we still gotta buy a chainsaw before we leave. Go ahead and grab this. Before we run off, we will buy ourselves a chainsaw. Let's go with Bill. Pick one at random. Okay, we have a chainsaw. We have our tractor. Let's get our tractor going off on its own to get up there. It should do just fine. I'm going to drive because I don't think the AI can figure out how to drive these very well. That destination. Let's set your destination is like there. Driving to target. And there it goes. It's off. And now we're off because this thing is not the easiest thing to drive. I also don't have a very great view. And again, my textures are broken. I don't know what's doing it. Every once in a while they fix, they work, they look great. And then like 10 minutes later in game they're just broken again. My traffic signs look terrible. My textures on the vehicles look terrible. My ground textures will look out of whack. My building textures look out of whack. I don't know what it is. I haven't changed any settings. And they just go back and forth. Anyways, let's go collect some of our wood over here. And let's see how much we can get out of this and deliver to the sawmill. Now we've made it to the forest. And the trees we need to cut down should be marked. I can see one right there to our right. Maybe we get that one first. Our tractor is already over there. Let's go ahead and see if we can grab this. Looks like a couple of them are down here. Oh my god, I hate doing these on slopes. If the slope is too bad, the vehicles don't like to stay in one spot. Okay, we've got the first tree. See if we can take it over to the tractor. I have to try to dodge power lines with this thing, so... You know what? This is actually a pretty good spot to try to load things up at. How do I drop this? I've never used this thing, though. Release tree. Oh, that kind of worked. See another one right here. I saw a couple down there by the river stuff, so. %. Up around this tree. Not tip the equipment over. And drop. Okay, is there another one on this side that we can grab? I see one. I see a couple. That one in there might be a little difficult to grab, but we're going to try to do it. Oh, I see another one way down there. Go ahead and drop you there. I'm not dropping these anywhere in particular. We'll come back through with our chainsaw to trim them down and pick them up with the trailer and make it easier to transport. Rolling. There we go. You can get this guy who's hiding up here in the middle. Okay, lower that, and there we go. That did not really grab that very well, but we're going to make it work. It is not wanting to come out. There we go. We'll just wiggle the tractor around a little bit and get it turned on its side. Roll over, tractor. This should kind of fix itself here in a second. There we go. We got it. Ooh, that was that was interesting. We're just gonna leave that there for a second. So we got a few trees to collect. Let's see if we still have the ability. See if I still have the skill to collect these. The first thing I know I need to do is unfold the trailer and extend it. And fold it back up, and there we go. Now this looks like it might be able to fit in 3 pieces. But let's see if we can do this. Take our chainsaw. Do roughly 3 pieces here. Well, let's get all the branches first. And we'll do there. And about there. This might be light enough for me to just... Yeah, that's light enough for me to just pick up. Okay, well that works for me. I have to get this thing fully unfolded. Unfold timber trailer. Let's see, we need to... let's see. Wow, that was like very sudden slamming of that. Okay, let's see if we can pick up our first log here. It's kind of wonky. Trying to remember my controls for this. We have a log, and I am miles away from the log, which makes it far more difficult to control. Okay, so go ahead and bring this in. Get it turned. We can bring it properly in. I can also take a second to fix this one. Yeah, there we go. And let's see, we need to go like that, and not to the left, not... Okay, okay. There we go. Aha! We got a log. Let's see if we can get the other one. This one might be a little heavier. Oh, it's not that far away. Stop turning it! This would be much better if I had a joystick to do this with. Isn't there a way to change control group? Because you're supposed to be able to put out the legs. I forget how to do that. Unfold timber trailer. Nope, not that. Not that. Not that. Huh. Let's see, it says control group 2. And now we've smacked our tractor with the log. Anyways, I'm going to get to work on trying to load these up. This is going great because this log has decided it's going to just lay completely vertical. Or stand up completely vertical. Log. No, that's not what I want. Stop turning! Just let go of the log. On the trailer, right? See if I can rearrange a little bit. This game is like always trying to rotate the log. Why are you trying to turn the claw? Hey. Why? Go away. I don't like using super strength. I really don't. It would be far better for this log to just cooperate and for the controls to be simpler. Like, the problem I have is that there's too many controls mapped to one thing. If I was doing this with a mouse, it would be far worse for me. Stop trying to turn. There we go. We've gripped the log. No, up. That's not going to work. I need to go further out on the log. What the hell are you? This is why I don't do forestry in this game. Or let me rephrase. This is why I specifically don't do these claws. The controls on them are terrible. I am not even going to show you guys loading up all the other trees. Because trying to show that is going to be absolutely painful. There, I think I've got a better balance on the log. Ah! I got it in! All that time for one tree. And I've got so many more to do. This is gonna be painful. I'm not gonna make you guys watch this. Okay, well, we got our first load filled up here. That took me a little while, but I think I'm getting used to the controls again. Now, the sawmill is... that's a farm. The sawmill is... I forget where the sawmill is. Oil mill. Cooper. Sawmill is over here. So it's kind of just up the road from us. Let's see, how can I get there? Yeah, I think I know how I can get there. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Well, I had a power outage, so I'm gonna have to try to salvage the video from before because it's not cooperating. I have an idea. We'll see if it works. But we need to deliver this wood to the sawmill. We need to lease the sawmill before we do. I have figured out what I'm doing there. I made it past that point before the power outage. Let's see if we can get this delivered over here. Get some planks and some long planks and wood beams going, because those are the two we need for both the playground and the grain elevator museum. And we can get some money coming in off of this thing too. Luckily, when you deliver to the construction sites, you actually do get paid over the normal price. We get extra money off of both of them. I can't complain about that. But let's head on over to the sawmill and we'll see what kind of money we can make. What kind of rates we can get out of these and how much wood we actually get. I think it's, if I remember right, it's about 9,000 liters. Or 9,000 units, since these are trees, not liters. Here's a sawmill with their wonderful sign. We need to come over here to deliver the wood, but before we deliver it, we need to go lease the sawmill. Leave the tractor there. The leasing point is up over here. Nice. Gonna take a while to saw through that though. Leasing point is all the way back in here. There's Noah. You can speak to him if you want to learn anything about all the wood stuff. We're going to lease this for $821 a day. We will activate the long planks and the wood beams. Now let's run back over to the tractor. And as I was saying before, I'm going to come check out this place after we finish the contract, because I have a suspicion that there might be a collectible around here. There we go. That is going. It is working on stuff. Let's get our tractor back up to the delivery point. We can take those off and we can bring this claw in a little bit. Why did you drift so far to that side? I'm wondering if my joystick has some drift, as it likes to do that. There. That seems like a good position for that for travel. How can I get out of here? Let's head back over, let's see if we can finish the contract, and see if we can bring the last 4 logs, so that's all we have left, to the sawmill, and we'll call it a day there, and move on to March. We can get our fields ridged for the crop planting in April. Okay, here we are coming up to the sawmill with what remains of the contract wood. Now we do have to remember, if you do this to collect wood for your sawmill, do not collect the contract until after you've delivered the wood, because it will delete the wood. But once you have delivered it, you can complete the contract, gain your extra little cash. And look at that, we're already halfway to a long planks pallet. This was a good call. Okay, so let's get this thing folded up as best as we can. We'll lower that a little bit. And we will fold this in. And now let's head back up to the farm. Oh right, I'm gonna run around here for a little bit. I highly suspect there is a collectible here, and I plan on finding it. I'm not gonna spend too long here, but since we're wrapping up for the day anyways, or before we move forward to March, I don't see it as being a big issue. I'm gonna look around here. If I find one, I'll bring you guys back in, but we'll see what we come across. Didn't find a collectible, but I found another boat. I'm gonna have to keep track of where I'm finding all these boats. Because like I said, I suspect they are collectibles we cannot pick up until later on. Because obviously they have to be able to place them somewhere inside the grain mill museum, or the grain elevator museum. And right now it is under construction. Or under remodel, I should point out. So, maybe there's something here that we can collect later. Well, no luck. I didn't find anything that really stood out, but like I said, maybe there'll be one here later. I'm gonna start keeping track of those little boats we find, and I'll come visit them here and there when we get a few stages done on the museum. Let's head back up to the farm. We are done here for today. Oh, we can collect the contract. Let's go ahead and collect the contract. Get ourselves a little bit of cash. Move on up on the side of the road. Let's head back to the farm and we will move on to March. Welcome to March. Showing some rain in the forecast. Our chickens are almost out of food. I should have swapped that back over to being a grain trailer, but I didn't. So we're going to have to take it up to the shop, change it over to a grain trailer. Our greenhouse might still be good. The sawmill has burned through almost all of that wood already. That's a good thing. That's kind of why we want it. And today we are going to be doing ridging on our field. I've never done ridging, so I don't really know what true purpose it serves. I just know you're supposed to do it before you plant vegetable crops. But if we can get that done, and if another deadwood contract pops up, I will go ahead and do that and get us some more wood for the sawmill. But our focus is ridging. So let's head up to the shop. We can swap this over to a grain trailer again. We can get ourselves a ridger to see if we can get this field ridged. And then I will kind of decide on how we want to plant it next video. Because I'm going to split this into 3 different fields for the vegetables. Now, I don't want to actually like separate them with terrain editing and stuff like that. Because then I'd have to come back there with a plow and separate it, plow it through again. But we're just going to kind of leave the spots in between not done using GPS, because I should be able to turn GPS enough that we can do the slow methods, and then we can mark it off like that to do all our fields. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm making sense, but I might not be. Anyways, let's get up to the shop. Okay, we're here. We're looking at the sales because some decent stuff in that sale. What do we need for a ridger? Be under vegetables. Here we go. This guy. It's not very big. Only 3 meters. 6 meter one. We don't have anywhere near enough power to use. 3 point. I'm guessing you can put the planter behind it. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. This thing's already expensive to start with. We're going to lease this. It's $1,400. And while we are doing this, I looked, and there are a couple contracts that are pretty easy for a worker to do. So there are some hoeing contracts, not very big, but they give a decent piece of equipment, and a couple of weeding contracts he can do. Those are a little bit bigger, but the hoe can do it, and it means he can do all of these contracts. I'm going to go ahead and borrow items for this one. Oh, we're going to accept the 2 weeding contracts. We should have enough time to get through all of these. It says 15 hours. That's in-game time, by the way. Let's get him going. Yeah, you can see that hoe is actually really, really big. Well, I'll have him do the weeding contracts. They are worth far more. If he doesn't make it to the hoeing contract, I don't think we really lose much of anything. It's just the lease cost. Meanwhile, we are going to go see about getting this field ridged. It's actually raining right now, so we get to see muddy tires. Okay, let's set you off on field 40. 83 is right here next to the shop. Field 40 and field 8. Ooh. Field 8's right here. Let's set you off on field 40. Great job. This is the farthest one for you to do. You're going to go there. I'm driving to field. Okay. You'll go eventually. There he goes. Meanwhile, we can go get this started. Yes. Okay, this actually has to be turned on. We're getting a lot done today. But that should help bring in just a little extra cash to help fund a few things here and there. Harvest time is when we really benefit. Set them off on one of the big harvests with a huge combine. Oh boy. They have to pop over and unload them every once in a while. I'm actually a fan of doing the cultivating contracts with them. The hoeing, weeding, and cultivating contracts. Real easy. You don't have to do anything except attach them to the equipment and then set them off. Okay, this is where things get tricky. We have to set steering assist. We're going to do one headland just to be able to see all this. Work direction. I want you that way, 0 degrees. That is a lot of lines. Okay, I gotta figure out where exactly we're gonna mark these off, because we're gonna do one line to do, so I actually like mark off the edge of each field, and we're gonna skip a line and then mark off the edge of the next field. So let me figure out where we're marking. Okay, I think I've figured this out. So this is our first line. It would help if I actually turn it on. It's not going to do much if I don't turn it on. There we go. That's our first line. Then we're going to skip a row to the right and do another one. And then the way I'm going to do this is... These are actually going to be decent size. How do I actually want to do this? I'll go around and I'll do the headland, skipping the little spots in between. And we'll leave them as cultivated. I don't think the planter will put it in if it's not ridged. I don't know. This is my first time really doing anything with these crops. Like I said, we're going to do right here. And then we will come back to and do all the inner lines in between them. I just have to remember not to do that line in between. Now, we're going to get some pretty good sized fields out of this. As you can see, that's still a decent sized field for these root vegetables. And we're going to have a lot to harvest. And these fields should be roughly the same size, so we'll see. Right here is our next one. Okay, well, I'm going to get to ridging. I will have to move our worker over to the next field. He still has not made it to field 40 yet. Where is he at? He's over there at field 55. And he might be stuck. Let me get him sorted out, and then I'm going to get to ridging once I get myself lined up on my next row so I don't get confused here. Yeah, and here we are getting the last few rows ridged. I think this turned out pretty well. Got 3 good-sized fields all ridged. We got... I think we did this in under an hour. I think we were at like 3.2 when we started this. But we might have done this in under an hour. We can look at it in here. We did this in... Oh, we just hit an hour. Okay, well... it was close. But you know what? I think that was fair enough because this is a rather large field and we're doing this the difficult direction. Mainly because I want to be able to have that space between them when we come to harvest so that I'm not driving on top of the other crops trying to harvest this. The harvest is going to be its own mess. That's going to take 3 months to actually harvest. Now, I'm hoping that it'll work out the way I have planned, and that we'll be able to get this all harvested pretty smoothly. But I don't know, my plans almost never work out the way I want them to. Though I think the sawmill one is. I'm going to accept the contract in there for deadwood. There's another deadwood contract in there from Erica or Katie. I've been playing Pokemon stuff. Oh, sorry, it's Noah. There's another deadwood contract in there right across the river that we can collect the wood from, take it to the sawmill, and we can go from there. Oh, that was a lot of ridging. Go ahead and get those lines off our screen. There we go. But I'm going to accept that contract, or I'm going to borrow the items for it. It's a nice harvester that'll cut things up into specific sizes for us. And we're actually going to do that next time because it has 25 hours to do the contract, which means we can do it tomorrow morning before we actually start planting. So that'll be a thing for us to work on. I'm going to get this returned to the shop and come on back to the farm. But that's be it for this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. I will see you guys next time.